Hi, what's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching. My name is Oluwatosin Adeyinju, and I'm here bringing you my the weekly outlook for this week. And very quickly, let's go to last week's financial reports and the news. So last week we see that on Monday we had the German prelim CPI, which came out bad for the euro, and it caused a little bit of a rally down. And then the PMI news for manufacturing in the USD, which came out by 3 o'clock on Monday, July 1, came out bad for the US dollars as well, brought about a rally of prices up of every currency trading against the US dollars. And on Tuesday, we had the euro core CPI news, the yearly, which came out good for the euro, and it caused further rally up of the euro against the dollar. And on by 3 p.m. on Tuesday, we had the job opening news, which came out good for the USA. We'll see that that was unable to slow down the bleeding for the US dollars. And then on Wednesday came the news, the non-employment change news, which came out bad for the United States dollar, and the PMI services news, which also came out bad for the US dollars, and it caused every currency and other assets trading against the US dollars to rally up. But then there was the news for the Swiss franc, the CPI monthly, which came out at not for the Swiss franc, and it caused the dollar to rally up a little bit on Thursday. And then there was bank holiday as well in the USA on Thursday. And on Friday we saw the news for the employment change news for the Canadian dollar, which came out very bad, and it caused the dollar to rise against the Canadian dollar. Not regarding the news, the unemployment rate news, which came out bad for the USA, and this was a major news because the non-farm employment rate, the NFP news, actually did come out good for the United States dollar. But the reason why the United States dollar continues bleeding was because of the unemployment rate, which has hiked up, and we see that people are not confident in the US economy at the moment. But then that is the news for last week. The news for this week, on Monday we may have a very quiet day. As you can see here, there's no news, but I'm still looking to trade. I'm even trading at the moment. On Tuesday we have the Fed Chair Powell news, testifiers news. I'm going to not hold that in good regards and just keep my trading the way I trade. For the New Zealand dollar, we are expecting the same, no changes on the official cash rate from the RBNZ. So that is it there. And on Thursday, we have the GDP for the Great Britain pound and the CPI news for the United States dollar. So Thursday will be the day of anticipation for everyone trading any currency against or paired against the United States dollar. But I'll be looking to trade as well. I'm a day trader, so I'm looking to trade all these days mostly. I'll look for opportunities in the market. If it presents themselves, I'll trade. If it doesn't, I'll stay out of the market. So the CPI news here, the market prediction is that the CPI for the yearly will come out a bit lower, which will be which not be so good for the United States dollar. But the unemployment claims are supposed to be lower, which is good, and the CPI for the month is supposed to increase. And this is mixed news for the United States dollar. We'll see what that means in the chart in a little bit. Technically speaking, from the chart in a little bit. See that there's also the PI news, the monthly, expected for the United States dollar on Friday, which is supposed to increase on both aspects, and also the consumer sentiment, which is supposed to reduce. So that is the news expectation for this week, and these are times and you want to be taking note of, because you might see unexpected rally up or down in the market. So very quickly jumping into the chart, actually did some mistake last week giving forecast and insights of my expectation on the market, which I don't know, but some people may have traded. The fact is, I'm a day trader. I analysis on the daily chart. I usually look at them every day. The one for the weekly, I don't look at it every day, but every week. So my bias can shift on a daily basis, and I don't tend to hold on to anything, just the opportunity the market presents and trade that. So looking at the dollar index right now, we can see that I said something about the fact that we might find support here, and I believe there was an imbalance here. We'll see that prices trade through this daily zone and seems to be heading down. The drawn liquidity right now will be this low right here, but we should know that there's a previous a little support right here. So this is one of the price points we should look at, and this, which is the drawn liquidity. We can have prices trading into this, or perhaps price trying to, let me put that in into drawing. We can have prices trading into this and then rallying back up, or we can have prices trading down here into this low and perhaps finding support here before trading back up. We could have prices go into this low and, to be sincere, go lower, but those are the expectation for price. I'm not completely sentimental and will trade only the opportunity presented. So the United States dollar is actually at the 104.875 mark, and we could expect those two incidents, the prices trading lower into this previous little support zone and trading back up, or trading into it and trading into this low and perhaps finding support here at this price point. We have price shooting up to fill this fair value gap, fill it, or we have prices shooting back up, filling this fair value gap, or finding consolidation here, resistance here before heading down. So there are a lot of possibilities on price, but I'll just say be open-minded. We could have lots of things happening here. Our market shooting here and then coming back, or shooting here and continue back up before heading down, or we could have it shoot here into this gap and then go and then continue upward. The thing is, these are just most of these drawings you see on my chart are just drawn liquidity. So the expectation will be that prices can trade into this gap or trade back into this zone. So for this week mostly, I'm expecting a trade between this daily zone. For the Euro USD, we saw that Euro found support here at this price point which I was highlighting last week, and we saw that the prices pushed up rapidly, closed over the high here. This is why I shifted it here. So drawing liquidity right now will be this high here, or we could have prices trading back into this gap right here and taking this low. These are the possibilities in the market, so I just want you to be on the lookout for that. And you can also try drawing this on the chart as well, so you can see where prices will likely move. So we have the euro at 1.08 level, and we could have prices trading into this gap. The best case scenario, or the case I'm hoping for, the prices trading into the gap before shooting back up, and it will continue higher if the United States dollars continues to weaken. And for the Great Britain pounds, we see that price found a bit of resistance at this high, which is at the 28,100 level, and we could have price actually heading back to this zone and find support to continue shooting higher. Or we could have price come down and this gap or fill it a little bit before heading higher. A lot of scenarios, but I just want you to be mindful of this zone, the 2800 level, and then we have this strong zone at the 27800 level. So a lot of possibilities on price, but we have price finding support here, and we can even see that happening right now. This is today's candle, Monday 8th of July, and we will have price finding support around this level or heading back to fill this gap, perhaps it halfway before heading back up. So be careful of the 1.28100 level. That's as a potential resistance for price. I can see that this level seems to be very strong, and we could have price actually finding support here before shooting up. If this United States dollar continue to weaken, of course, we could find it coming to this gap. For the Australian dollar actually, the AUD actually surprised me last week, breaking this. There was a resistance here, and we see that price seems to be heading for this gap right here. This gap at the 0.67700 level, and we actually have price trading into this zone this week. We could have price heading down before rallying into that zone, but my suggestion will be that prices should trade within this zone, the 67 cents to the 700 cent level and 7 cent level this week. So we have price actually trading within this zone. It's just one possibility. It can be fine-tuned on the 1 hour time frame, of course. And we have the New Zealand dollar, and if we look at the New Zealand dollar, we see that price seems to have hit a roadblock here at this gap, this imbalance here, and there are a lot of possibilities. Like I said, we could have price actually retesting this gap, which can serve as a resistance for price before going back down. But mostly what I have here is the drawn liquidity. We could have price trading into this high, trading into this gap, and trading through it. But mostly I expect prices to trade between the between this gap, which is on the 61400 level, and this low right here, which is the 6600 level. Would have prices trading in that zone this week, or we could have a retest of this support, this resistance here, but I truly am not expecting that from the New Zealand dollar. USD JPY is bleeding, and that is because of the news for USD. The news is the unemployment rate news came out very bad for the United States. We see that prices bled on Thursday and on Friday, and we actually have a I was saying something last week about a potential intervention by the Japanese government, but reasons have made me believe that we may not have an intervention anytime soon. So we have price coming into this imbalance, which is this gap right here, and sweeping this low before heading back. That would be the best the best scenario for me to look for long entry on the USD JPY pair. Or we could have price actually, there are a lot of possibilities. We could have price actually trading through this gap and continue heading lower. But concerning the CPI news, we are expecting for the United States dollar to actually come out good, and we have price blasting back up. So that is one possibility for price. So be on the lookout for that. This level, the 160.260 level, 160.260 level. Be careful of that zone. You may want to look at that zone very well on the 1 hour time frame. And this as well for the Euro JPY. We actually see that this market open shows a spike down for the Euro here, and I saw that on the Euro USD as well. Let's quickly go back to that. So that there was a spike down. There was a spike down on prices. That is, this was the closing on Friday, and this is the opening today. The price is closed at around the 1.08380 level. I see that price opened at the 1.0800 level. So just be mindful of that. These are little things that contribute to our decision as a trader and my decision especially as a day trader. So we have price filling this gap. This is an imbalance right here. I could have price trading back up, but in all truth, I expect a correction on profit taking from most people who are long, who have been lent long on the JPY pairs from around this zone and lower. So we can expect prices trading not higher than the 174.500 level this week, but we could also have price rallying back up because of the weakness of the Japanese yen. For the GBP JPY, we see that price seems to have found resistance here at the 26170 level, 26170 level, and we could have price trading back into that before rejecting, or we could have price trading back down to fill this imbalance on the GBP JPY before heading back up. But the Japanese yen is actually very weak, and I don't expect a weakening of other currencies against it, except perhaps an intervention, which I don't think will come. We'll see that prices this back down on this one as well, trading from the level of 2600 level to starting today on the 25600 level. So that is something you should be aware of. The zone 26170 level, and also the zone 25700 level. Just be aware of those zones. They could act as potential support or resistance for price. So for the USD CHF, you see that this imbalance here is almost fulfilled for the USD Swiss franc, and you see that this is clearly in a downtrend and seems to be heading for this low, which is the drawn liquidity. But once this imbalance is fulfilled, you can expect price to head for this low, or if it does not fulfill it or close below it, you could expect it to actually rally upward a little bit before heading down. And the news are in the start of the week, except the core CPI, which is coming. I'm very sorry, I got caught short a little bit while recording. My system actually died on me because I'm running on a low battery. I just recharged a little bit to bring you guys this update. So like I was saying, we could have prices actually fulfilling this balance, heading back up before fulfilling the balance, but I don't expect price to trade so much higher for the USD CHF. The CHF is actually a very strong currency at the moment, and we may expect lower prices from the rate to the exchange rate to the conversion rate continue to drop on this, but be mindful of this imbalance level at the 0.8500 level. So we could have prices actually be determined here for the week, whether a rally up or a rally down. And very quickly to the United States dollar card, we see that the news for the Canadian dollar, which came out bad on Friday, actually helped price rally upward here. Not regarding the news for the USD, which will also the unemployment rate news will also came out bad for the United States dollar. So we have prices actually filling this gap before heading lower, filling this gap and heading to this zone before we have a trade back down. But the most expected scenario, the most likely expectation would be that prices will head up, and after filling this, that continue lower. But we have the draw liquidity on this high, which I don't highly expect, but that is price for us. And the important level here will be the 1.36400 level. If this market can find consolidation here and support, could actually have the price heading higher this week. And for the S&P 500, that the S&P 500 have been on a great bull run, and we have prices heading upward and upward every day. And with that said, I'm actually not looking to trade the S&P 500 because I'm not going to trade it buy for now. There are a lot of things involved, but I'm not actually looking to trade it high, and I'm not looking to trade it low as well, because I don't trade change of character market. I prefer to trade the break of structure, so I wait for a change of character and then a break of structure before, on the 1 hour time frame of course, before I actually consider anything on the chart. But be aware of this level, which is this imbalance created here at the 55.37 region. Actually have prices heading to this zone before any continuation upward or downward this week. And for the Nasdaq, we see that Nasdaq, the US 100, has also been in an uptrend for a while, and you could have prices testing this gap as well, just like the S&P 500, the 20,170 price point before heading higher or lower. Very simple. For the Dow Jones, the US 30, we see that this imbalance was untouched last week. Just on prices right here. We'll see that prices traded within this zone. This, let me highlight that. This some sort of zone since last week, and the best expectation will be that if prices does come and take this high or trade into this imbalance, we have a trade lower. If prices trade back into this zone could either support, or this low right here, this swing low, or this gap as well act as support for price. So the expectation will be that market will take this high at the 39,500 level, or come back and take this, or come back to this support zone, this zone at the 39,100 level. That will be the drawn liquidity for this week. So just be open-minded and look for trading opportunities. And gold really amazed me last week. I did say something about another block here. I did enter the trade, but I exited because of my day trading strategy, which I'm modifying at the moment. I actually entered the trade on GBP as well, which I exited last week. That was the truth, guys, that trade I actually took on the 1 hour time frame, and it was from this other block right here. I got in with this candlestick, this engulfing candlestick on the 15 minutes chart, and I saw that price was respecting the entry for the other block right here, so I got in long. I later exited along the way and was unable to catch this peak to the upside, but that is just trading really. you have to modify your strategy from time to time to get more profit. So on gold as well, I missed out on this big movement and just caught the like I call it the tip or a little bit of it. So actually expecting prices to not rally that upward on gold, but my analysis were wrong, and we see that this daily zone was not even respected. Prices continue to trade. So during liquidity, we actually beat this gap that prices has traded into. But if you look on the lower time frame, there are lots of stuff here, a lot of things to look at, potential zones for sell out, or perhaps other block, bearish order block, and things like that we may be looking at. But price has the likelihood of trying to balance by filling this gap here before heading back to this zone and perhaps shooting back up. That will be the expectation on gold, heading up to the 2408 level, and then perhaps head back to the 2380 region, and then shooting back up, continuing back up. That will be one of the expectation for gold this week. But that is what I see for now, and I'm looking at some levels here on the hourly time frame as well. And the United States oil, we see that there's actually respect for this zone, which was identified right here at the 84.0 level, and the expectation will be that if prices does rally into this swinger here, that's 34.37 level, we actually have a trade back down. If prices are difficulty and this level serves as a resistance for price, we actually have a rally back down. I don't expect too much downward movement on this. We have a price rally down from the 84.370 region. That will be that region to be on the lookout for. And this is Bitcoin. I'm actually using the perpetual contract from Binance because I like to trade crypto on a crypto exchange platform. So we see that crypto really surprised me. I was expecting higher prices on Bitcoin. We'll see that failed and price headed downward, and it seems to still be heading downward. And one thing I must mention really for crypto is that I did an analysis on crypto on the weekly time frame, and the best place to expect great support for Bitcoin is actually not this level right here. It's actually the 52,000 level. So we could have the greatest support coming for Bitcoin at the 52,000 level. So we could have prices bleeding down further, or perhaps a retest, a feeling of this imbalance, retest of this zone before the prices heads lower. We could have prices heading lower, but the 52,000 level will be a very important region to look at. So that is for Bitcoin. And if we have prices trading between, just a tip, if we have prices trading close, if it's close, comes below the 550 level, you can actually expect Bitcoin trading lower into this gap right here before finding support, if it will find support at all. You see that the Ethereum also followed suit with Bitcoin, and you can see that the price is heading lower, and we could have a retest just like Bitcoin of this gap and this zone before heading lower, or we could have, if prices continues to trade lower, trade into this gap. So the region to be on the lookout for price point to look on the lookout for Ethereum will actually be the 2862 and the 3110 level. These are significant price points to be on the lookout for this week. And I'm very sorry for bringing you this brief insight of mine very late. It was due to the fact that I was unable to get some things handled logistically, and I'm having some personal struggles myself. That is why